Hey, what's going on everybody? Papa G here. Just giving you my locals update for the tournament this week. So it was quite a small tournament, there was only like 9 people there, so there was only 3 rounds played with a bye. Fortunately, I wasn't on the bye, so I did actually get to play some Yu-Gi-Oh, which was good, considering there was only 3 rounds. Um, Came last place, as expected, but that's the name of the game. Somebody's got to come last, I suppose. Um, Matchups were pretty much as expected. Um, a lot of top tier decks. Some of the really good players were there. There was only a couple of rogue strategies kicking about, including myself. First round, I went up against ROLAD, and needless to say, I lost. Clean sweep by my opponent. Like you say, the deck itself is just really good. Um, Managed to get some plays in, but ultimately the deck can just out resource anything I can throw at it, and it's you're about to lose eventually. Also, when you go up against such a strong deck, even just with the Buster Lock, it's just the recursion on the deck is just crazy. It can get over things, even with Buster Lock, Cipher, putting up defences. You can still just the deck can't stand up to it. So it was a pretty clear cut straight loss by me. Round two, kind of got pared down also because of the loss. Ended up going up against Dark Lord, which was quite interesting. It was actually the player I was playing last week that played the Speed Droid strategy. So I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were still going to be on Speed Droid. So it was actually quite funny also that they got that change on. Um, but I did manage to get the Buster Lock in play, and there wasn't really anything that they could do to out it because I kept shutting down their effects, just stopping their starters where I could, with the usual Ash Blossom, etc. And won that 2-0. It was still fun, wasn't just a clear cut, no, you can't play. There was some backwards and forwards between the two of us, which was pretty good because the person I was playing against is a good player. He's very knowledgeable, but the fact that also he plays the lower tier decks like me, doesn't go straight for the expensive decks. So credit where credit's due. He's a really good player. Third round was against Elf Note Power Patron. So that one was not very interesting, to be perfectly honest. Um, Lots of combos. Again, the player I was playing against is a very knowledgeable player, a very good player. He's not a case of one of these guys that will just go hammer through it and he's like, oh, I can make big boards and that. He was actually thinking about things. It was very two-way. I was interacting, trying to stop plays, and then they had counters, and then continued chains. And again, it's just like a recursion on the deck, and the amount of things that it can extend on and expand on is stupidly good. And I think this is one of the archetype that, or the strategy that won a recent tournament. I don't know if it was a YCS or something quite recently, but it just goes to show you that the deck itself is really good. So lost that one 2-0. So that came in last place. The person that I went up against playing Dark Lords ended up getting the bye, which actually for some reason in the matchups put them higher than me, even though I beat them. But I don't know if the system counts the bye better than a 2-0 win, and or because the people that he played on the other games actually finished higher than the people I played. So if that had something to do with it, they went up against harder opponents. I don't know if that's had something to do with it, but needless to say, it was either last or second last, but I'm no fuss. The game had fun. Did actually come up with a couple of things that happened during some of the games, particularly in the Dark Lord matchup. He was able to take out the Buster Dragon when I had the lock in place. But I did actually have, I think it was a prologue set, and I actually realised that you can actually bring it back from the graveyard by using the materials to special summon it, which I didn't actually know because I've always summoned it from the extra deck. I've never ever summoned it from the graveyard. So that actually leads me to think of, well, I only run the one Buster Blader in there, so I might up that to 2 now to see if that'll give me that extra body in there. So should the situation arise where it can come up again, where I can get the lock back in place, I will. Also been looking into it and ways to protect the Buster Dragon, because a lot of people struggle to get over the Buster Blader itself. It's the dragon that's the weak link of the combo. So I've been looking into things like, is it Synchro Rumble? And that you can actually banish from the graveyard to protect it from destruction. Also, you can use it to bring back a level 7 or 8 Synchro Dragon, I believe. So if it does get destroyed, I can actually use it to bring it back out. But also the destruction prevention effect can stop it from getting blown up because it's been summoned by the effect of the trap card. Also, what's the one used card? I forgot the name of it now. Return of the Dragon Lords, that's it. Return of the Dragon Lords. That can also be used to special summon a level 7 or 8 dragon. It doesn't specify if it needs to be synchro or anything like that. I don't think I'd be able to use it on the Buster Dragon because it wasn't properly synchro summoned. So I wouldn't be able to report it back, but certainly if it was in the graveyard, I could use its effect to protect it from destruction. Also in the same way Azurai's can. Azurai's Silver Dragon. So its effect will protect any dragons from being destroyed by card effect to the end of like your next turn or something like that. So that in itself, if I'm able to get that out, yeah, it does mean instead of going for my normal plays, but if it protects the Buster Dragon, keeps the lock in play, I think that's pretty much worth it. But it's just a couple of things I'm looking at there. So I'll explore the possibilities, possibly take it again next week, and we'll just see how we get on. So yeah, not really much to report this week. It was just a small locals. There was a lot of people with the locals now that are actually going to the other store. The shop that I go to has 2 stores, one in Dunfermline and one in Kirkcaldy. So they kind of go between the 2 locals on the Wednesday and the Thursday. There've also been a recent kind of surgence of people being interested in editor format, which I've never played. So I'm kind of looking into that as well. I don't think I'm going to build any decks or anything for it because normally they run it on a Sunday and usually I'm working. So, and even if I wasn't working, I'd be at home looking after my kids. So it really makes no difference. But I kind of like the interesting fact of what you can build with it. I've had a couple of ideas just for something to think about, just something alternative instead of thinking about the same things all the time. But yeah, it does look kind of fun. Did get asked if I was really interested in going to nationals next year, but honestly I don't think that's going to happen. For one, I'm not good enough to attend to such a tournament, and 2, it would also be at the weekend, which is normally when my girlfriend works, so I'd be at home with the kids anyway, so I don't see that happening. But it was nice to be invited. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to actually be included for once, because I'm not one of the meta players. Usually it's the meta players that get invited to like the YCSs and stuff, but it was nice to be asked. It really was. Actually being included in something for once, which was quite a nice change of pace of actually being asked instead of just being left, oh, he's a rogue player, he's a NAF player. But yeah, it was a good night, good to have fun. And we just need to see what next week holds. So that's it for now. So I'll speak to you next week. That's Papa G signing off.